The magnitude of the game-changing events in Episode 6 of 1923 Season 2, as it prepares for a major conclusion, astounded me. The season's speed is one of the few things that has bothered me. Before the finale, I wish we could see Spencer and Alexandra get to Montana and hang out with the other Duttons. Unfortunately, it won't occur. But because the last episode of 1923 is confirmed to be almost 2 hours long and effectively a movie, I believe it will be as epic as I could want. Episode 6 had to make some significant changes to ensure that everything was in place for the conclusion. I must admit that it has been difficult to say goodbye to the characters in the Yellowstone spin-off after spending almost 2 entire seasons with them. A week before the conclusion, I had to let go of one of the main characters, something I did not anticipate. But that is the essence of Taylor Sheridan's writing. Unpredictable and disastrous things could happen at any time. This week, 1923 Season 2 took a tragic turn. I want to discuss a lot of things from Episode 6, but I must start with the main event. Darren Mann's character, Jack Dutton, is deceased. I can't say I was shocked by how things transpired, but to say I was devastated by the tragedy would be an understatement. Over the course of the 2 seasons of the Western, Jack has displayed a variety of sides. His devotion to his family was his most remarkable trait. For this reason, he felt compelled to go meet Jacob Dutton and bring Spencer home safely. But if there was one more thing we knew about Jack, it was that he was careless. Because of his impatience, the character has always put himself in danger when it wasn't necessary. He rode alone in the night and was slain for it, even though Jacob made it clear that he should stay behind to ensure the ranch was not invaded. I hope Jack is retaliated in the most brutal manner the Duttons can imagine, because his death is a blatant indication that the conflict between Banner Whitfield's men and the Duttons will erupt in the conclusion. After Jack, we have Tiana, who in Episode 6 also experienced a great deal of heartache. Pete and Marshall Kent got into a gunfight at the end of 1923 Season 2, Episode 5. I was afraid that the former would be the one to die, and I was right. Fortunately, Kent did not survive for very long. It was shocking and wonderful to watch Father Renault defy his faith and kill Kent for all the sins he had perpetrated, because the character had grown into one of the most heinous villains on the show. From there, Renault would not develop a conscience because of the nature of the show. His final appearance made me sad because the priest had brutally murdered Tiana's father. That being stated, Tiana was able to eliminate Father Renault, which ended the protracted chase. From here, I'm not really sure where she could go. Pete and her father are dead, but Tiana may be free. Tiana lost all desire to live after hearing about Pete's passing. I worry about the worst now that her father is no longer with us. Lastly, in Episode 6, Alexandra and Spencer had 2 quite distinct experiences. Unfortunately, one of the characters who has endured the most hardship in Season 2 is Alexandra. I was relieved that she had found a reliable couple, particularly when my guess that the affluent couple would transport Alex to her location was confirmed. Alex flourished on an enjoyable road trip with pals for the majority of the hour, but ultimately things took a ghastly turn, and I must admit that I entirely blame her for it. The woman at the gas station advised Alex that since there would be no more petrol stations, they should drop her off to take the train rather than attempting to drive to Montana. She didn't pay attention. I thought they would be stuck, but I didn't think Alex's new friend would freeze to death in the car and her husband would die outdoors. Alex might very easily perish in the snow by himself. Spencer was on a pleasant train excursion, but when he gets home in the season finale of 1923, chaos is probably going to break out. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.